With a series spanning almost 20 years and having 14 mainline entries, a ton of side content including mobile games and even comic books, Assassin's Creed as a franchise has graced players worldwide with the ability to kinda learn history by murdering our way through it all. And so I decided to tackle the path of the Creed by getting the platinum or hitting 100% in all the mainline titles. And today I'm starting my journey with the most recent release of the franchise, Assassin's Creed Shadows, being released March 20th, 2025 and having one full story DLC and having 76 trophies, 55 being from the base game and the other 18 from the story DLC, as well as a few from small DLC packs that were released throughout after its release. Full disclosure, I only got 69 of the 76 trophies because the grind of getting those last 7 I just didn't want to do. But I'll go back later and clean those up and probably post on Twitter or Instagram, so go follow me on those if you don't already. The game opens up with a group of Portuguese missionaries arriving at the castle of Nobunaga to request permission to spread the word of Christianity through Japan. During the meeting, however, Nobunaga takes interest in the bodyguard of the Portuguese, who goes by the name Diogo, and says that he will grant the permission to roam, but Diogo would have to stay with him. We skip forward in time to a village getting raised and then take control of Diogo, who now goes by Yasuke. They quickly earn the first trophy of the game, and after Nobunaga sends Yasuke out after the leader of the Ego rebellion, Momochi Sandayu, and as Yasuke makes his way into the inner portion of the village, we jump back in time to earlier that same night. We see a girl named Naoe and her father Nagato on a hill overlooking Nobunaga's army attacking their village, and Nagato says that they are going to a shrine. While riding to the shrine, Naoe gets shot off her horse, and after fighting forward, Naoe meets back up with her father as well as Sandayu, but before Sandayu can ride off to go fight Oda's forces, Nagato says that he will go and fight alongside him and sends Naoe out to retrieve a box from a tomb.
No, I need you elsewhere. Run to the Kufu, the mountain. The door will open. To this blade is a key.
What?
Inside the coffin is a box. Protect it with your life.
Chichiue!
You said you wanted help. Now's the time. Cannot let Sandayu stand alone. Show me. Go. I will meet you there. Now. Box. It cannot be opened. It cannot be taken. Promise me, Plum.
I promise.
And after running off to the Kofun, I pop the second trophy of the game. Once arriving at the tomb, Naoe opens it and retrieves the box, but is immediately knocked out by a masked samurai after trying to keep it from him. Nagato arrives at the tomb and grabs Naoe and brings her to a friend of his whose name is Tomiko, who patches both of them up. After Naoe wakes up and begins talking to Tomiko, she shows her the mask and Tomiko says to head to Katsuno since it may yield answers. After infiltrating the castle, I find the target and quickly dispatch him and also pop a trophy. And while escaping with the box from the castle, this happens.
She can't be Kakushiba. She's just a child.
She's like a cat with a gold coin. She has no idea what she carries.
What are you doing?
It will be safe in Sakai.
You will be safer with me.
Merda!
The box is not for you.
That is correct. It is for me. Fujibayashi Nagato. The Kakushiba ends with you. Put them out of their misery.
Your life's work is undone tonight.
No! Let them suffer. Let them die in pain.
Fine. We have what we came for.
Plum. No. No. I kept too much from you. Now, it dies with me.
Stop talking like that.
There is hope. Follow the blade.
Stuart! Stuart.
Remember a song in the music. We are together. Always.
Stuart! Stuart!
And with that amazing scene over, we pop the trophy, ending the prologue. Naoe wakes up from her second knockout-induced coma and sees a little boy, but he runs out of the house, and we get a flashback to Iga before it was attacked. And Naoe and Nagato have a sword practice match, and once training is over, Naoe heads off to see Auntie Matsu, who tasked me with finding the thing wandering her yard, and it turns out it's just some poachers. And we're gonna remember them for later, but as for now, Naoe manages to fight them off, causing them to run away. Naoe then wakes up to a monk named Soren speaking to her, and during the talk, Soren says that Nagato didn't make it, and then time moves forward as Naoe continues to heal from her wounds. After fully healing, Naoe bids farewell to Soren and makes her way back to Tomiko. After arriving at Tomiko's homestead, we begin talking, and she says she is willing to help Naoe with her revenge on the group that killed Nagato, and offers up her homestead as a home base for all the allies and supplies we are bound to get. I quickly gathered some supplies that were around the homestead and built my first new building of the hideout, the Kakurega, which has a sumi painting of the targets, and as Naoe and Tomiko are about to talk about the targets, Soren and Junjiro show up, and Soren asks if he can leave Junjiro here with me. And with that out of the way, the strategy meeting begins for the first two targets.
What is this? Here. This mark.
That one was wounded. My father sliced off his ear in the melee.
There's a man in Sakai rumored to have lost an ear some months ago. I hear his men have clashed with Kyonyo and his monks at a temple, somewhere in southeast Setsu.
Monks?
Survivors from Honganji, the Ikki. Kyonyo is their leader now. Maybe he could give you information.
Anything else?
The temple. What are those etchings?
Gold, I think. Even in the moonlight alone, I could still see them. Never knew a teppo could shine like that.
Then you've never been to the markets of Sakai. The craftsmen there are like none other. Someone in Sakai will lead you to this gun. Follow your instincts. Sakai is a big city, Naoe. Full of danger, yes, but also allies. Eyes open for those who might help our cause.
Right.
And once the talks are over, I pop a trophy for unlocking the hideout, and another quickly after for using a scout to gather information. Also, because I started this platinum journey around Christmas, I was able to get some of the gifts that Ubisoft put in the game, and because of that, I popped a trophy for equipping a legendary bow staff. After choosing to go after the Golden Teppo first and arriving in Setsu, the first person I find that may be able to help me with my goal is Imai Sokun, the son of Imai Sokyu, and after taking a walk to a nearby tea shop, I raised the topic of having a tea ceremony with women interested in Teppo, and Sokyu agrees, but says that now he needs to inform herself about tea etiquette as well as get appropriate robes. Once acquiring those, I meet with Imai Sokyu and then attend the tea ceremony. After meeting the guests for the ceremony and giving the gifts to Sokyu, I pick out the one I believe is the Golden Teppo, and after picking out Wakasa and going back to her home, this happens.
That's not a toy.
I know. It's a coward's weapon.
Ah, that was the feeling I couldn't place. It's you from that night. So will you gun me down like a coward? I have a better idea. Why don't you tell me what will make this right between us, and I'll get it for you.
You think I would bargain with my father's murderer?
You are in the strongest position. You offer life, I will trade anything for that.
I want the box you took from me that night.
Ah, the box. Well, it isn't here, but I can take you to it.
No. You'll tell me where it is.
I do that, you'll have no reason to let me live.
So you won't tell me where it is?
No.
Then you're of no use to me at all.
Scratching off the second member on the list of Onryo. Before leaving Setsu, I make sure to recruit Heiji to the hideout because I'll need him for this trophy later. But with that done, it's time to go after the wounded, who is the next target on the list. And to do that, Naoe has to meet a monk named Kyonyo, who may have information on where to find the target. But once I get to his location, he is under attack, and once the enemy is dispatched, another monk named Yaya brings out a survivor she caught, trying to flee. And after agreeing to recruit another group of monks for Kyonyo, I pop a trophy for having met Yaya. I'm able to secure the help of Misumune and his monks, so I head back to inform Kyonyo and begin the attack on Amagasaki Castle for Wada Koretake's head and get this amazing walk down.
Tonight, we end the destruction. We succeed, or we die fighting.
And during the attack, I take out Wada.
Where is the box? Where? You cut open my father. You left him to suffer, to die in pain.
It's what you and your kind deserve.
My father taught me to survive. And every day since, I have thought of only one thing. Making you suffer.
I head back to the hideout to inform Tomiko that the first two targets have been dealt with, and she says that Akechi Mitsuhide wants to speak with me. So Naoe heads out, and after sneaking into Mitsuhide's estate, I finally meet the man for an actual talk. And during it, he asked me to help him kill Oda Nobunaga, and also told me that the true name of the Onira I've been hunting are actually called the Shinbakufu. And after agreeing to help take out Nobunaga, Akechi brings in his son-in-law Issei, who I will meet in Kyoto to start the plan. On the way to Issei, I clear out a castle and am able to equip legendary gear in all my equipment slots, popping a trophy. Once I meet up with Issei, he tells me the plan is for Naoe to sneak into Ononji ahead of the main attack, but first I need to get some documents that will get the cart past the gate guards. And during that, I pop a trophy for assassinating a person through a shoji door. With that done, the attack on Nobunaga begins and it gets crazy.
Who are you?
I am eager. I will kill you too.
You will try. The blade. It is you. Kill her. Now. I cannot.
You took the box. You and the Shinbakufu. Give it to me!
I know nothing of what you are saying.
You were there. You gave the order to kill my father!
Whatever Mitsuhide told you, he has lied. He has betrayed me. He has deceived us all.
No! You are the liar! You killed my family!
I have killed many people. I did it to make us strong. One shining sword under heaven, with a single destiny. Not for this Shinbakufu. For the country!
That's right, Nobunaga wasn't the leader of the Shinbakufu, but apparently Mitsuhide is part of the group and tricked Naoe into killing Oda. Naoe returns to the hideout and tells Tomiko Oda is dead, but he wasn't the leader of the Shinbakufu, and that Mitsuhide tricked her and is actually part of the group. She says that going back to Katano may yield some clues, but also says that Junjiro hasn't come back to the hideout. Naoe finds Junjiro at the top of Katano Castle, but that's not the important part. This is.
One more step, stranger, and you die!
I offer you the same choice.
That's right, we're back as Yasuke, and after he takes out the samurai, he and Naoe have another face-to-face, and he says that he wants to join her and begins to tell about his past, where after he defeated Sandayu during the siege of Iga in his last dying breath, shows his hidden blade and tells Yasuke to find Naoe and to help her. Once that is over, I pop another trophy for completing Act 1, and with the wise words from Junjiro, Naoe accepts Yasuke into the group.
There is evil at work in our homeland. A foe of secrets and betrayal. of power and control. A foe I cannot face alone. You are here because you believe in me. Believe in my cause, my fight. Now I'm asking you to believe in us. We have all seen darkness. Some have been that darkness. We have come together despite it all. To bring change. To bring light. It won't kill you, I promise. This is Egan tradition, going back as far as anyone can remember. This bonds us.
What will we call ourselves?
My father told me to follow this blade. That I would find my way.
Then we should continue to follow it.
We are the League of the Hidden Blade, the Kakushiba Ikki.
It is an honor. One I will not take for granted.
United, always, in the Kakushiba Ikki.
And with that is back to finding the rest of the Shinbakufu, and Yasuke says he knows the crest of the ox is that of the Besho clan from Harima, and one of the clan heads of Issei, Sadaoke, lives at a Yamashiro temple, which means I have my next two targets. Going after Sadaoke first, I head to the temple in Yamashiro to meet his brother, and he says that Issei had him poisoned, now do whatever Mitsuhide commands, and Mr. Sadaoke is actually part of the Shinbakufu, but if you want more than just his word, we can recover a letter proving it all, and also to meet a samurai ally of his named Ujimasa. I choose to go meet Ujimasa first, and before he's willing to trust me, he sends me out to handle a family of rogue samurai in Kyoto, and after dealing with all the members of the Twisted Tree in one way or another, I pop a trophy for completing an objective board. With all that done, Ujimasa gives Naoe a key to open the inner gate of Sadaoke's castle. I then find the courier who had the letter that was going to Sadaoke, but he says it was stolen. So after finding the thief in a quick scuffle, he hands it over, and after handing it back to the courier, I pop a trophy for meeting Genojo. Infiltrating Sadaoke's castle, I meet him again, but without the mask, he shows to trick Naoe the first time and quickly take him out.
That was a good punch.
Where did you come from?
The Issei idiots. They deserved it. Pretty clever, huh?
Not that clever. You got the wrong Issei.
They're as bad as each other. We beat them, though. We're good together.
I can't deny a certain something.
Well, I'm going back to my village to sell the stuff I found. I knew they were dirty rich. Come meet me. We'll have some fun.
Will he live?
The wound is not deadly. It will be another scar to blame on his brother.
He almost cost us the fight and got himself killed.
He was trying to save his family. We would both do the same.
Maybe. But my father wasn't a traitor. You have been fortunate today, Lord Sadatame. Do not waste it.
I will bury my brother, and I will mourn him. Then, I will work to undo the damage he has done. You have my word.
To save time, I'm just going to speed run through the rest of the Shinbakufu, but before that, I pop a trophy for a leap of fail with Yasuke, then I find the Naginata, who is actually Akechi Kagemitsu, and later pop a trophy for meeting Katsuhime.
That is what you get for ambushing me on the bridge, you dishonorable cur.
The box! Tell me where to find the box!
Box? What box? You speak madness!
Then why serve the Shinbakufu?
They promised my uncle vast wealth and his power!
They?
Next on the list is the Mourner, but before starting the hunt, I make a quick trip to the hideout to engrave a weapon at the forge, popping a trophy, and another for fully training an ally. But back to hunting the Mourner, it comes to light that she is actually Lady Oichi, the sister of Oda Nobunaga.
I wanted only to help the people of Omi.
By stealing from them?
A poor harvest. The people were starving. I borrowed from a moneylender. The Daikon of Omi.
The people hate. But Lady Oichi's debts grew and grew.
One day, the moneylender invited me to a group. He said we could help the province.
That was not wise.
By the time I discovered my mistake, it was too late.
These are lies. Obvious lies.
Why should I lie? Why should I live? Nagamasa is dead. Nobunaga is dead. Everyone is dead.
Please, sir. She did not know the evil this group would do.
Don't I get a say?
You do. But Naoe, she was kind to me at Azuchi. Her brother made me a samurai. I owe her.
Blood must be paid in blood, Yasuke. Lady Oichi must die.
I choose to go after the noble next, who ends up being Ukita Naoe.
Tell me where the box is.
With the Tatsu, would prove he is worthy of the power he desires.
How?
Don't know. Never cared for it. In Sitsu, I only wanted to see downfall of Kagoshima Ikki to ensure my goals would not be interrupted in Harima.
Killing Lord Kanbei was only part of it. But it was not about power for you, was it?
I had power, and yet I was powerless to bring my son home. Never realized I never lost him. The Tatsu power will never. It cannot give him what he wants.
Yasuke.
Next on the chopping block is the Ox, who, like Yasuke said, was a member of the Besho clan, Harumasa Besho.
We've taken the deserters somewhere safe.
Safe. They return to a life without dignity.
Tell us about the box. Your leader. I want to know everything.
You cut down my men, invade our home, to inquire about a box? I never cared about the Tatsu's ambitions. He could not help Harima.
Then why were you in Setsu that night?
The Tatsu gave me power, and in exchange, I gave him my word.
First time I ever set foot outside of Harima.
Nothing? There's nothing you can tell us?
The Tsuno. Who was he?
The massacre at Tanjo-san was his first death. Now, he dies as the Tsuno. That is all that matters. I will see him soon. What of those that remain? What can you offer them that I could not?
Freedom. We have given them the freedom to choose their own paths.
In a time of war, freedom is the coward's way. Those who once chose freedom, they are all dead now.
Enough.
A life in wartime. A fitting end. Thank you, Yasuke.
His cause dies with him. It's done.
He offered wayward men a way forward. For many, that was enough.
No. Harumasa was just a man. A man who exploited the suffering of this land. Circumstances drove the Tsuno to join the Ox. And there will be more like that young monk.
Next is the Wise. The Wise ends up being Joken Hokyo,
So much for the fiery determination of the ambitious.
Enjoy this moment, farm girl. One day, you too will know the taste of dust.
Where is the box?
Stop wasting my time. Let me get on with dying. I remember that sound. You hear it too. The core of Matsunaga Hisehide's troublesome son. He beckons me to the next life.
Next, I take out the fox, but even before that, I pop a trophy for visiting all the provinces. Takeda Motoaki ends up being the fox.
My castle. So beautiful in this night. Everything I did for you.
Then why work with them? The names on this list. They are all murderers, raiders, slavers.
I used every weapon I had to save that which I loved most. Tell me you wouldn't do the same. My biwa. Return it to my master. All I have left is my song. And I will take it with me.
And with that, I pop a trophy for completing Act 2 and leaving me with only 2 targets left. Before taking on Mitsuhide, Naoe and Yasuke meet with Tokugawa Ieyasu, but he says he won't fight and that patience will win the battle. And after that meeting, we go to meet with Lady Nene, and she tells us that Mitsuhide has all his forces at Shoryuji Castle. So heading there, both Naoe and Yasuke meet Hashiba Hideyoshi and join his ranks for the siege on the castle, and again, coming face to face with Mitsuhide.
Speak.
There is another. He would have become Shogun again, but you defied death and hunted us down. We underestimated you. He promised allies, then disappeared. He lives where my dream falls to pieces.
You mean Ashikaga Yoshiaki?
Ashikaga Yoshiaki, the one Nobunaga toppled from power.
And the box, where is it?
He has it. It is one of the Imperial regalia.
The jewel.
For years, we searched for it. All that time, hidden in your little village. The Oda clan has many great samurai, but you were the one to avenge our lord. Perhaps you are the greatest of us all.
Enough. Your time has come.
I lived my life as a samurai. Let me die as one.
I could give him what he asks.
He does not deserve it.
It is the 5th month when rain falls. Water rushes in the garden on Summer Mountain. Pouring flowers keep back the flow of the pond.
Your life's work is undone tonight, samurai. But my father's legacy lives on through me.
And with the revelation that Ashikaga Yoshiaki is the leader of the Shinbakufu, we go to end the journey and with
The foreign samurai and the shadow from Iga. We meet again. Do not fear me. I am alone. You see, I have nothing to hide. I assume you know who I am.
The Shogun. Or at least the one who once held claim to this title.
You're the coward who killed my father.
The fool fights even when all is lost. The wise concedes victory and looks to the future. You have won. The treasure is yours.
The regalia is inside?
I have some respect for our traditions yet. Where the box goes, so does the jewel. I underestimated your resilience, Shadow. And I admit, it cost me everything.
I promised my father I would return what was stolen from us. I always keep my word.
An honorable trait that could prove useful to you today.
Why do you give it to us so freely?
Consider it a starting point. To initiate negotiations that I leave with my life.
No. You die here today.
It is not vengeance you truly desire, young Egan. Not anymore. I hear you seek another shadow, carrying a wristblade like yours. Now, it is customary to discuss terms. Sit.
Where?
Give me your word, and I will tell you where.
Was it a woman?
I neglected to ask. My spies were more taken with how she faded into nothingness.
We do not know if he tells the truth.
Why lie and have the shadow hunt me? I paid a steep price to learn that lesson, samurai.
All right. You have my word.
In Yamato, at Sakafuniishi.
Let's go.
Not yet. I did not promise him anything. You killed my daimyo and betrayed our emperor. You must answer for this.
Warmongering fools like Oda Nobunaga betrayed our world, sacrificed our people. Men like him have undermined the order of the shogunate for more than a century with their thirst for power. They have plunged us into chaos. Am I not, after all, the legitimate ruler of our lands? I wanted only to take back my rightful place, to return us to order.
By stealing what the Emperor entrusted to the Kakushiba Ikki.
Objects believed to be magical. In my hands, they became a means to restore, to secure our country's future.
You sold them to the Portuguese.
We both know we are not talking about regular merchants and Jesuits. I suspect you have been looking for the Templar Order for some time, Samurai. Their demise is near to your heart, surely nearer than any desire to kill me. Or are you just like them, underneath that armor you wear? My life for my information.
What do you know of them?
They have been seen near Port Obama, where Duarte de Mello can be found.
Give me more.
In Takahara village, Kimura K sells our strengths to the enemy. You might want to do something about that.
We have what we need.
Without the Shinbakufu, you have no value. No more leverage. The foreigners will come back for the box and kill you.
But I do not have the box. You do. It is in everyone's interest that you find them before they find us, Samurai.
You were afraid of them.
Terrified.
Lord Nobunaga feared no such force. His name will live on forever. You will live in shame and die forgotten. Did you get what you wanted?
I did. But it doesn't feel over.
We both have new paths to trace. All because of this. I wonder how many lives have paid for its passage to us.
Too many to count, but not one more. We'll make sure of it.
Such burdens are more bearable when shared.
The box reclaimed from Yoshiaki, I popped the trophy for defeating all the Shinbakufu. In order for me to pop the trophy for Act 3 as well as for the epilogue, I had to do a few things for the main characters, starting with Naoe, where after getting through some of the Kujikiris to relive some of the past, I find the Kofun that will be the final resting place of the boxes that Tsuyu, Naoe's mother, set up.
Did not want to put that burden on your shoulders.
Box.
One of 3 Imperial regalia. The jewel. They are the sacred heart of our country. Treasures the Emperor entrusted the Kakushiba Ikki to protect. But that was long ago. Back when we met Tsuyu.
My mother.
She was the apprentice of a Nama stranger. She followed this foreign creed of assassins.
After playing the family song, the seal to the Kofun slides open. Once inside, Naoe places the box we got from the former emperor, and after doing that, Hattori Hanzo shows up and also places the box down. After going back to the surface, Hanzo admits that he's the one that told the Shinbakufu about the boxes and sold out the Iga Shinobi. And with that in mind, I decide to attack and fight Hanzo, but instead of killing him, Naoe decides to let him help in finding Tsuyu. Next is Yasuke, who is going after the actual Templar Order due to events from his past. Before he arrived in Japan, and the first target is a man named Duarte, who ran the slave ship Yasuke was on. After finding out more information on the Templars, I find the leader of the order in the area, Nuno Karo. And while finding him, we get a flashback to the slave ship where we see that Yasuke was saved by an unknown assassin.
Please! We saw nothing! We saw nothing! Ah! Mama! Mama!
It's of your own choosing.
Once defeating Karo, as he claims that the goal of Yasuke and the rest of the Kakushiba Ikki is pointless, he calls Yasuke Diogo, his old name, and then he is slain with one clean slash.
Goodbye, Diogo.
My name is Yasuke.
The last person I need to deal with to pop those 2 trophies I mentioned is Junjiro, and for him it was mainly just do a bunch of random errands and lessons for or with him, like finding the Tanuki from the beginning of the game, to showing him a kata as Yasuke, to even taking him to see Master Soren again at a temple in Ki, and finally placing the flag he made to represent the Kakushiba Ikki. Now time for the final thing before the cleanup, and that is the Claws of Awaji DLC, which opens up with Naoe talking to a messenger from Hanzo who informs me of a puppet show that may lead to finding Tsuyu. Once arriving at the shrine that the puppet master was at, I begin to hear the story of Awaji Island. He speaks of a maiden who visited the island and was able to secure an audience with the Lord, a champion of the maiden who brought tranquility to the land, and finally a shinobi who pushed their way to the heart of Awaji, and with the story over, Naoe steels herself to go to Awaji to find the truth. We also get the title card for the DLC. Once arriving on the island, I tailed and questioned the guard for the location of the shinobi. After a quick fight, he points me to Sumoto Castle. Infiltrating the castle, Naoe is able to find and capture shinobi, and it truly is Tsuyu, her mother. But during the rescue, Naoe gets knocked out and once waking up, is being held captive by the maiden from the story, Himori Yukari. Yasuke arrives on the island to do a rescue attempt of the rescue attempt, and is told about a hidden passage by Konatsu. And after releasing Naoe and Tsuyu, I'm able to pop my first official trophy after starting the DLC proper. Before truly making the escape, Yasuke runs into Tomeji, and with his appearance, all the characters from the puppet show are now in play. And after defeating him, but before Yasuke can deliver the killing blow, he summons backup to save himself, and after getting some backup from Naoe, the group is able to escape to a safe house where Tsuyu tells us that she hid the final box at a temple, but I'll need a key that she entrusted to a bowmaster, and with that done, I pop a trophy. After meeting and proving to the bowmaster that Naoe is Tsuyu's daughter, he tells me the location of the key, but once reaching the location, I'm attacked by a masked Teppo wielder. Upon reaching the location, Yasuke and Naoe meet up with Hanzo. Both Hanzo and Yasuke agree to hold off Yukari's forces while Naoe retrieves the final box. But as she is leaving, Yukari is waiting with all her forces and a captured Yasuke. To save Yasuke, Naoe hands over the box, but as Tomeji is about to end Yasuke, Hanzo saves him with his forces. Returning to Tsuyu to tell her about everything that has transpired, she begins to tell us about the 3 taisho of Yukari, 2 we already know about, and a 3rd named Yasuhira, who is Yukari's spy master, and someone that has never had his face actually seen. So now we know how to free Awaji, and I begin that by going after the 3 taisho. First by taking out Tomeji's captains to weaken his reinforcements, and with the captains down, Yasuke goes to have his final showdown with Tomeji and quickly take him out. Next target on the list is the 2nd known member, Nowaki, and after finding out about her past, I dispatch her. Now last one is the spy master, and in order to find him, Naoe meets up with Hanzo, who says he has a person that may have information on him, and after meeting up with the contact, I find the spy master's location and easily take him out. But after informing Hanzo, he tells me that the man I killed was actually one he was close to turning to his side, and knowing that, I head out to find information on the true identity of Yasuhira, and find that he is hosting a gathering of black mass at a shrine. After infiltrating, I find Yasuhira, and he tasks me with finding information on some of the other attendants, so I can get an audience, and after informing him of the other members, he grants me an audience and I take him out quickly, and then pop a trophy. And now with all our taisho done, it was time for another face-to-face with Yukari.
You stood alone, and now you fall alone.
I fell, pursuing my own destiny. Unlike you. Your honorable deeds lost to time. Your presence. A shadow.
With her rule ended, it was time for Naoe to go and find the final regalia, but instead find that Tsuyu had taken it earlier. After finding and saving her from some of Yukari's forces, it is decided to return the regalia to the Emperor along with the other 2 boxes, and also finish making Awaji a safe place. And with all that done, I popped the final story trophy of the DLC, but now it's time to finish off the last few trophies, which I quickly pop back to back. With the story and DLC done, it's time to just stroll through Japan and grab the rest of the trophies needed to get the platinum. And there were definitely a handful of them, but the grind to get them was some of the most fun I had while playing the game. Starting with good form for completing my first kata, hook, line, and swinger for staying airborne while swinging from one grappling hook point to another, 1-2 sweep for eliminating an enemy after using all 3 postures of the bow in a single combat, build your league for recruiting my first ally, acrobatics for performing a leap of faith from a grappling hook swing, Kofun Raider for completing my first Kofun, against wood and stone for fully upgrading a building in the hideout, the Toxin Master for meeting Onigiri Yuri, sometimes for performing a landing role, Everybody Benefits for adopting a pet, Chase the Morning for adding a sumie to the hideout, Made You Look for looking for treasure behind the waterfall in the hideout, Limitless for finding a legendary piece of gear of each type, Adventurer for shooting an enemy in the knee with an arrow, Master Samurai for parrying an incoming projectile, Final Hearing for sheathing your weapon immediately after an enemy dies from bleed, Reading is fundamental for escaping conflict by using a breathing reed to hide in the shallow water, Just Your Shadow for distracting the same enemy 3 times with Shinobi bells, Critical Hit for completing the Seda River Killers, Would You Kindly for completing a contract in each province, The Eager Assassin for meeting Yagoro, Overdesign 3 for performing a finisher on an enemy that is both poisoned and dazed, The Ronin for meeting Ibuki, This Is Japan Actually for kicking an enemy from a high place, Giant Slayer for assassinating a powerful guardian in one go, Test Your Might for defeating the final enemy in the tournament, Skill Swap for training Kinu and Kane, Art of Ninjutsu for mastering the way of the shinobi, Art of Kenjutsu for mastering the way of the samurai, Collector for completing a collection, Unstoppable for using Samurai Sand performing a finisher on an enemy, Suture Cell for fully upgrading your rations, Zen Master for completing all Kujikiri, Assassin's Focus for eliminating 7 enemies through one single use of Wind Step, All Clear for completing 5 corrupted castles, In Case of Trouble for fully upgrading your tools and ammunition, A Rare Occurrence for completing all legendary sumie, Happy Place for reaching the highest point on the map, and finally, the Platinum. And with that final trophy pop, my journey through Japan as a rogue shinobi and a samurai with no master is over. And I must say, regardless of what the critics said about this game, I truly enjoyed my playthrough, and it lived up to what I wanted for an Assassin's Creed game finally set in feudal Japan. But nonetheless, with that story done, it's time to jump back into the Animus to don my hidden blade again to stop another Templar plot.